Alright, we're going to start with a leopard or jaguar today. I'll draw one, and we start with kind of some basic outlines. Alright, and we want to really get the outlines down, so that's our foundation for our big cat. So you can see that we're making the body, we made the head. Now we're starting to make the shoulder and paw, and now we're making the hind legs. We'll go ahead and start to make the feet and the back. We'll go ahead and make the tail with the tail around. Again, just all these outline, these rough spaces that we're making. When you make these outlines, again, this is where you have the space and time to get everything the way you want to set it up. Take your time, make the right shapes, get the right contours. If it's something that you don't like or you think that something's a little off, just erase it, start over, because this is going to be the foundation of the whole picture. So you can see here I'm making a couple adjustments. We'll continue on with the paws. We'll start to get a little bit more detailed. We'll add in the toes. More of the heels, start to add a little bit of the stripes. And then just like in human portraits, where we draw the lines down the face and over. In the animals we do about the same because we want to be able to get the proportions correct with the eyes to the nose and the ears. Alright, so we'll just continue making these. So now we'll start to make a little bit of an adjustment, take away our center line, take away a lot of our guidelines. You can get a really good image and kind of picture of what your final product will look like. So now we're going to add a little bit of the shading in. If you wanted to turn this into a charcoal drawing or just a pencil drawing, you could start to add more detail, but we're going to go ahead and add the spots and the colors and really try to get this looking really nice. So we'll add some darker lines and a little bit more shading. And the shading here is just to help me keep track of where I'm going to add my darker colored pencils here in just a minute. So we've added in the claws here. Now what we're going to do is go through with the ink. Go ahead and start to ink everything in once you get it the way you like it. Now we just do the outlines of the eyes because we'll go a little bit deeper in that when we start to add color. But right now we're just getting the whole outline of the cat. Throwing in the nails, or the claws I should say, I guess. Now we're going to start to add in the spots. And I'll tell you on the spots, I'm going to go ahead and speed this up just a little bit, but on the spots, you really want to think about making your spots from the spine of the cat out. You want to try to make it really mirror images of each other to where the spine is the center line and the spots kind of mimic each other or reflect each other on that line. And again, usually your smaller spots are closer to the edge of your extremities, meaning when you get to the edge of the face they're smaller, when you get to the edge of the paws they're smaller, but as you get into the bigger mass part of the body, they get a little bit bigger, they get a little hollow, and you'll start to see that as we draw these in here. And again, these shapes aren't anything in particular. You can always look at a lot of pictures online of leopards or jaguars, tigers, however you want to look at it, and just really look at the patterns that they make. The closest thing I thought that spots would really make were almost like clouds. You know, clouds don't really have too much of a shape. You know, and they all still yet have kind of the same basic shape. Here, when we add those spots in, we want to almost insinuate the rib cage that comes down. So you're still going to leave that edge on those spots. Spots in the middle of the body are a little bit bigger. They have those hollow parts that we're going to color in just a bit. So we'll go ahead and finish out the spots here. Right, now we're erasing any lines we have left. Erase all your guidelines, erase all your shadowing or shading that you did earlier. All we want left is the ink. So now we want to build the base up. We want to start with what we think might be our lightest color here. In this case, it's a yellow. And we're just using regular Crayola color pencils here, nothing special. So we're going to start with a really light base. And I'm kind of looking at my options here, and I'm trying to think what we want to build on next. And as you can see, we have what I would consider a really light orange, almost not even quite a tangerine, but just a really light orange here. Now in the center, we're going to have a little bit darker orange, and we're going to color just the inside of those spots. And then we'll start to, again, build the base of all the parts of the cat that are shaded, kind of a shadow. We'll go ahead and put the darker orange in there, and then we're going to follow that up with almost a brown here in a minute. So now we're adding in our shading with the brown, making it a little bit darker to show shadow. Again, this leopard is kind of climbing down a tree here. That's how the shadowing is working for me. So I hope you enjoyed that. Like and subscribe if you did, and we'll get some more up there for you.